Hey, we are back from live streaming. Here we are. And I was going to do the Sunday live stream, as you know, after the return of the Saturday live stream special content. But we're doing the Sunday live stream this upcoming Sunday. But last Sunday it wouldn't have worked due to migraines, unfortunately, which was why, even though there was a video shown of a few pictures of the HCVS Historic Commercial Vehicle event from Amberley Museum, I couldn't go personally due to migraines, which is what I was battling almost a week ago. But Jonathan went and he sent me the picture search. Thanks to Jonathan for taking the pictures so that I could show it to all of you. You know, but no, I was disappointed I couldn't go. I was disappointed. But, you know, if you've got a migraine, it's a bit it can be a limited curtailment, can't it? But putting that aside, we are back. And Pamela, yes, no, I got over the migraine on the Monday, but I'm doing fine. It's nice to see you, Pamela. Nice to see you back. No, really special thanks to Jonathan for getting the pictures taken so I could get it uploaded. He was all right with the pictures being uploaded, by the way, but really I should have asked him. I mean, he was like, no, it's okay. But next time, if I'm absent from an event and he's gone and he's taken pictures, I'll ask him next time so that I could use them. No, they're not fun. I've had 2 migraines this year, one in July and another in earlier this month. I've had 2 this month. Not fun. No, really special thanks to Jonathan. I mean, poor health as he might be in, and he's had migraines before. He managed to get to the event, fortunately enough. You know, but hello to you always, Jodie. Oh, Jodie, I just love your endearment towards me. I really do. Oh, no, wishing I could give you a nice long hug, lovely Jodie. You're always so nurturing and endearing, and that's what I love about you most. And all that. You arrived 12:40 p.m. on Sunday in Canada. Hi, Rifo. Hello. Hello to Rifo. Hoping you're enjoying Toronto, Canada. Hoping you enjoyed it. I really should have highlighted that one first, but howdy to you always, Pamela. And Hailey. Hello to you, my lady. Hello. Honestly, you are brilliant, Pamela. You are brilliant. And McMeow's here. Hello to you always. It's a pleasure, Jodie, and I meant what I said. I certainly mean what I said here. Migraines are not nice, Blacksmith, no. But hello to Blacksmith and Basil. Hello to you both as usual. I mean, is Basil giving you the munchies as of yet, or is he just sleeping beside you? Oh yeah, Basil's giving me the munchies. But what do you mean by the munchies? I was like, Daphne and Nixie don't give me the munchies. They just sometimes go all black eyes. And you was like, that's what I call it, him giving me the munchies when he goes all black eyes. Honestly, that's funny. Yes, but before we go any further, I'd like to ask a question here. Now, how many of you here on Wednesday at around about 6 o'clock UK time was in the middle of or towards the end of going out for a bicycle ride, toppled over on his bicycle onto the side of a pavement. Two guys walked over and managed to get back up again as if nothing happened. Raise your hand, because that was what happened to me. Now, I didn't mean to say it as if it was something funny, because it was not. But unfortunately, on Wednesday, I had a minor bike accident. And I don't know if any of you have ever endured bike accidents before, but I had one on Wednesday. Fortunately, I'm okay. And I did not have to go into hospital, luckily. But I had a minor bike accident and a minor injury. Minor bruising to my hand. So I had to put a plaster over this finger because of the red bruise, and also got a bruise on this hand here, so I had to plaster that up. So I had a minor bike accident, so I'm a little bit limited with use of my right hand at the moment. But yes, it is true, about 6 p.m. UK time in Brighton, going out for a bicycle ride. And I was just riding. Something went rather strange happened at the front, and I just toppled over to one side. Ouch. And then two guys walked over to me. I got back up and I was like, I'm good, as if nothing happened. Honestly, I was just jumped back up, thumbs up, as if nothing happened. I mean, well, it's not like that with everybody, but it was on my end for some strange reason. Good evening to you, Chelsea. Aww. If your mother was still alive, she'd call me a clumsy cot for falling off the bike. Oh, would she? Oh, but you're so lovely, Chelsea. Thank you for your endearment. Good evening, Denise. Hello. I mean, I wasn't badly injured, but I'm a bit limited for use on my right hand. That's why I've got the plasters on it. But I'm not going to take a picture of the injury, because if the plaster comes off and I take a picture of what's happened, you'd probably shriek. Thank you, Shiny. Hello to you. Hello. Thank you kindly. Thank you. Your lovely granddaughter passed her driving test for lorries up to 7 tons. So she now drives her horse box. Oh, well done. Well done to your granddaughter, Blacksmith. Well done. Oh, Pamela, thank you. Thank you. Really, you've fallen off? No, it wasn't scary to me, but I can understand the feeling. Falling off a bicycle, toppling to one side, but nothing hurt. Nothing hurt elsewhere except for the bruised hand. Nothing hurt. Nothing hurt. Not literally, nothing hurt. Absolutely nothing hurt except for just a bruised hand. But I wasn't hurt badly except for a bruised hand, and that was it. Haven't rode a bicycle in years. Interesting, highly. Hi, Aoife. Hello to you and your dearly loved husband. Hello to you always. Ta-da! Hello to you, Maureen. Hello. Sorry I can't use my right hand very often. I can use it. I'm a bit limited with use on my right hand. Fortunately, I can use it, but I can't hold on to the bike hand. Since the accident, I can't hold on to the right handle of the bicycle at the moment. So until my hand's healed, I'm going to ride the bicycle again. Sherry, hello to you, No, it was a lucky... No, nothing hurt, Aoife. Nothing hurt. I mean, except for a bruised hand. That's bring a gentleman. Hello, Sherry. Hello to you. And hello to Harriet. I'm sorry I missed you. And happy birthday for Monday, Harriet. Happy birthday for Monday. No, they were very nice men. The men who walked over to me, I was like, are you okay? Got back up. I'm good. No, they were very nice men. They really looked out for me. And then after I said all was okay, and I got the bicycle back up and walked with it before riding, and actually rode back home on the bicycle despite falling off it. So they were nice men. They were nice men. It's a pleasure. And hello to Matt. Is this Matt Lyons who's on here? Is this Matt Lyons? You've left your DNA on the like button and you're going to watch me on the big screen. It's nice to see you again, Chelsea. Hope you enjoy me on the big screen, as usual. Right. Aoife, we got 0 sleep practically over 2. Oh, no. Oh, Aoife, that's awful. That is awful. Hi, Aspie. Hello to you. Hello. Plastrum. Oh, Joe, you didn't have to. Thank you. Thank you. Tommy is very sorry I fell off my bicycle, and it's you. It was nice to see you, Matt. I just told Harriet that I saw you for the first time, and she was thrilled. I'll tell you something, Harriet was thrilled when I opened up about us meeting in person for the first time. Like, literally, I can't believe it's been nearly 3 weeks since we first met. I knew it was going to happen someday, but I didn't think it would happen in Liphook Hollyhookum. Herman, hello. Hope all is well. Just got back from Shedingham. Went on the steam train whilst you were there. Thought of me as I would have. I love steam engines. I'm not surprised as you were thrilled. You were thrilled. Hello to Tommy. Hello to Tommy. But speaking of birthdays, we have got a special birthday today. Now, this person whose birthday it is today, he's a very well-known actor, who was known for Z-Cars back in the 1960s. But before he did any acting, he was born a coal miner's son. He grew up in Yorkshire originally, but he doesn't have the Yorkshire accent anymore. And he did national service after working different jobs, from being an undertaker's assistant to, I think, also plastering, but then he had to do his national service back in the 1950s. After he left national service, he went to the RADA, British School of Dramatic Arts. And after he enrolled at the RADA British School of Dramatic Arts, he got into acting, Z-Cars being one of the first roles. And then he went on to do other very, very famously well-known movie projects, from I, Claudius, and one of his most famous movies, Flash Gordon, where he's saying, I think if I was to say it now, you're going to be familiar with who it is. Gordon's alive! Gordon's alive! Today's birthday, he needs no introduction, the wonderful living legend, Brian Blessed. And a very happy birthday to him indeed. Very, very many happy returns to Gordon's alive! Gordon's alive! Very happy 89th birthday to Brian Blessed. 89. Wow. And not out. But he wouldn't have been 89 in those pictures, no. Those pictures, I think, were taken about 20-odd years ago, I think, something like that. So those were a long time ago when those pictures got taken. You know, those were a very, very long time ago, those pictures when they were taken. So, Lord Jim Dandy, hello to you, my good friend. Yes, Gordon's alive. Gordon's alive. Gordon's alive! Yes, Flash Gordon, which came out back, its 45th anniversary this year, Flash Gordon. Brian Beardy. Brian Beardy. And he also did Pope and Glory, where he plays Henry VIII. That was very funny. And he was also on Have I Got News For You? Hello, I'm Brian Blessed, and welcome to the special... It was very rude because he sworn a lot on that. He was also on Richard and Judy before the programme got defunct and stopped. He was back in 2008, that was. Brian Blessed, yes. You did bicep cable curls, 50 kg for 30 minutes. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Yes, no, he's 89. 89. You and Tommy were up the Tower Wurlitzer. You were there That today, oh wow. I know, 89. 89th birthday for a living legend, although you get many people older than that, undeniably so nowadays. First night was dealing with a military service veteran via WhatsApp calls, and last night dealing with a DV incident involving several police officers coming and going. Oh my, that's traumatic. That is traumatic. Good evening, Bill. Good evening to you, Sir Lord Jim Dandy. Good evening to you, Lord Jim. It's your Christmas film to watch. Flash Gordon's alive. No, I know. Thanks, Joe. And thank you for saying I'm gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. Hoping your daughter's all right. You have a replica of Flash Gordon's spaceship, the Ajax. Really shiny. Oh, wow. No, I know many don't make it to 89, I know. I mean, more people live to be 89 now than they used to, that is, Maureen. But on a very truthful noting, there are many who are not lucky to make it to 89. Many are unlucky to go before that. You know, some are, many more people are fortunately blessed to live to 89, but it's not the case with everybody. There may be more 89-year-olds now than there were, say, 20, 30 years ago, something like that. But there are many who are not blessed, on the sad note. Well, like I said to Maureen, Jody, many more people nowadays are fortunate to live to be 89 nowadays. We have more 89-year-olds now than we used to, but there are a sizable majority. But there are a sizable majority who are not lucky enough to make it to 89, which is the only real truth, that is. They are trying to make me blush. Your grandmother lived to 97. Wow, that's a good age. But tell you something, Aspie. Brian Blessed's late father, he lived to be 99. So he's got longevity in the genes, and he's got a lot of aunts and uncles on his father's side of the family. And I think one of his grandparents lived well into their 90s as well. I think some even lived to be 100 even, something like that. So he's got longevity in the genes, that is. No, but Jody and Maureen, I do hope what I explained made sense, by all means. Oh, John and yourself are shattered, and I could imagine if you've had 2 sleepless nights over this DV incident, I can imagine you're both over-fatigued. I can imagine. Your grandmother passed away only 15 years ago. Really? Oh, I would have thought she'd gone much longer than that. I thought she'd passed away a lot earlier than 15 years ago. But I remember you saying she lived to 95. Your great-grandmother was 101. Oh, wow, that is that is a very, very good innings, 101. But I really thought she would have gone much earlier than 20 years ago, 15 years ago, Jody. But wow. So you had your grandmother until you were well into your 40s, impressively. Good evening, Sasha. Good evening to you. Night before was WhatsApp with the military service veteran Celia. Oh, that's naughty. That's very naughty. But we were dealing with the female survivor of DV and several. I know. And obviously, oh my, bloody awful. That is bloody awful. Very intrusive, too. I'm going for an age in triple digits as long as I'm healthy and well. I don't think I'll try for triple digits. If I do make it to triple digits, obviously I will not take it for granted, and I'll be thankful and blessed if I was healthy for it. If I was healthy, that is. They are bunk beds, Sir Lord Jim Dandy, yes. And therefore my younger siblings, that is, just to say, they sleep in the bunk beds. We're going to try to get our heads down. Eddie Minghella. No, yes. No, you said to me before. Yes, I remember you saying in a chat before. I remember you sharing it in a chat before. But 104, not out. Impressive. It's an impressive age to make it. Hopefully, he makes 105. Your kids loved their bunk beds. Oh, did they? That's nice. Obviously, I mean, eventually they obviously got too big for them, didn't they? With them what being no shorter than 6 foot, you know, they'll eventually would have gotten too big for them. No, bunk beds that do come in handy, Pamela. Yes, still have fun while you've moved around. Sorry. Oh yes, Antwerp, Belgium. No, I know that. I know you're Antwerp, Belgium you'd been, but now you're in Switzerland. Oh, and Bill, you took Meg to the vets today. My cat for everyone else, booster jabs all done. Currently sat very close to the radiator. Is she? Is she having a reaction to the jab? Oh gosh. No, I hope Megs is okay, and Bill. Hoping lovely Megs is okay. She's a wonderful little cat, isn't she? Your kids had bunk beds when they were toddlers, but as they got older, they fought too much. Oh dear. Oh dear. Used to fight over who had the top bunk. Oh dear. No, that's common with young children, isn't it? In for some fun too about bunk beds. Oh my word. 8 to 10 police officers coming and going, 7 to kick the door on the flat above us in and arrest the ambusher and then come back in, coming back their colleagues up. Colleagues up and get a feeling and sense of the, oh wow. Same with your children. You was 9 years old when you left Antwerp, Belgium. And you lived there. You just lived in Antwerp till you were 17. Wow. John then had to provide a statement. They didn't even bother with you as to a statement. Oh, wow. Oh, that is frightening. No, Matt is brilliant, isn't he, Harriet? And if you meet him in real life, he is a nice guy in real life. And Pamela, when I was a child, my brother would kick the underside of the top bunk while I was asleep. Oh, wow. Was he even strong enough to break it down doing that? Oh, wow. No, but I have some news to share. Recently, and then there's going to be a story to share after this, but I finally now got a presentation in the works, and it's actually, if anything, it's actually ready to show. And this, I think, will be an interesting one because it will familiarize many, but there'll be some hidden information to which some may not have known up until today when I present it. I'm utterly cute. Oh, thank you, Aoife. Thank you. Thank you. And one of my friends said, he didn't tell me any jokes in person because when we met, he was working on the merry-go-round. To tell you something, Harriet, he was working on the merry-go-round, but he was certainly tall in person and very huge. He's a big, big guy. I really think he could play rugby, Matt, because he's certainly big enough for it. But he didn't tell any jokes to me, no, but he was certainly nice and friendly in person, and we conversed a little. So, I mean, had he told me a joke and I found it funny, I would have been able to say to you, that is. My new liberty and bag, it's a beaut. Sigh. Hello to Denise, hello. But yes, we got a presentation going. You did look rather large. You certainly look like a big guy. Matt, you did look rather big to me. You certainly looked a lot bigger and stronger than I. I mean, I really think you could play rugby, seeing what you look like. Like, really. You know, and I mean, it's no wonder why you handled the merry-go-round so well. That is. Tommy's laughing, oh, is he? It's a pleasure, Harriet. Right, yes, I've got a presentation now. It's been a long time in the works, but because of content oversupply and that sort of thing, it sort of held me back a bit and life in general, but I've got one. But it was too big to put into the StreamYard, so I'm going to have to play it on the shared screen, that is. So presentation on shared screen because it was too big to fit in the StreamYard, but let's give it a watch and a listen. Okay. Right, okay. This is a presentation talking about a very interesting and rather famous museum, being that of the Smithsonian National History Museum. Discovering the wonders of nature, the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History all has to offer. A journey through time, science, and the natural world. But what is the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History? It's located over in Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America, part of the Smithsonian Institution. Opened up in 1910, it's one of the most visited museums in the world in the 115 years since it was opened. And the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History is a world-renowned institution dedicated to exploring the natural world, with millions of visits each year as of 2025, nearly 2026. It serves as a hub for education, research, and discovery. But why does the museum matter in regards to its mission and purpose? Well, in context, to promote understanding of the physical world, preserve and study natural history specimens, educate the public about biodiversity, evolution, and climate, which in retrospect, in referral to this sentiment, the museum's mission goes beyond displays. It actively contributes to scientific research and public education, helping us understand the planet's past and present to prepare for its future. But its key collections are a museum of millions. Over 145 million specimens were collected, which includes fossils and dinosaur skeletons, gems and minerals, Hope Diamond, insects and plants, human origins and cultural artifacts. So the museum houses one of the largest natural history collections in the world. Some of its most famous exhibits include the giant dinosaur fossils and the Hope Diamond, one of the most well-known jewels on the planet. But one of its most popular exhibits when it comes to the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History itself, which comes to the must-not-miss exhibits, Hall of Fossils, Deep Time, Hall of Human Origins, Ocean Hall, Butterfly Pavilion, Hall of Gems. Each exhibit offers a unique journey. For example, the Hall of Fossils shows Earth's history through ancient life forms, while the Ocean Hall brings the mysteries of the deep sea to life. But behind the scenes, it's more than just a museum. It's an active scientific research place, 100+ scientists on staff, global expeditions and discoveries, Smithsonian's Curious Learning Lab for students. The museum isn't just for display, it's a hub for cutting-edge science. Its staff conduct research worldwide, and programs like Curious engage students in hands-on science. But fun fact regarding the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History, did you know it's free admission all year round, hosts over 5 million visitors annually, home to over 300 million insects. The building covers 1.5 million square feet. Whether you're interested in bugs, bones, or brilliant gemstones, the museum has something to spark everyone's curiosity, and it's completely free to explore. But in regards to one planning their visit and visiting the museum itself, it has a national mall. It's located in National Mall, Washington, D.C., Open daily except Christmas. Family friendly with cafes and gift shops. Virtual tours also available. So, if you're planning a trip, set aside a full day. There's that much to see. And if you can't make it in person, many exhibits are available to explore online. But in conclusion to the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History, a window into our world, inspires curiosity and discovery, connects science with everyday life, protects natural heritage for future generations. The Smithsonian Museum of Natural History is more than a building. It's a getaway to understanding life on Earth. Whether you're 5 or 85, there's something new to learn. Thank you all most sincerely, kindly, for listening to this very presentation on the Hill. That is proper Smithsonian for you, that is. Good evening, Rexy. Hello. And Aspie, hello to you. Oh, sorry, Aspie. Oh, yes, we already had. Remember seeing Dorothy's ruby slippers from the movie The Wizard of Oz? Didn't know they had it in Smithsonian. You visited Washington, D.C. at least 4 or 5 times a year whilst your son was in university there. You miss going there now that he's moved away. Yes, because he's obviously not Washington now, is he? Oh, hi, Footsie. Hello. You've been to DC twice. There's so much to see. Think it is worth a visit. No, I mean, I'm thinking if I ever go to the States, if I was in DC, I would visit the Smithsonian. Thank you, Georgie. Thank you. And we're glad to have had you too, Denise. And hello to Denise Gallagher. Hello to you, my lady. You went to Smithsonian in the late 1980s with your parents. Not from what I found out, Bill. I don't know, but I could find this out. I could only imagine this, Pamela. I could only truly imagine this. Only greatly so. I've never been, but I'm hoping to go if I go to the States in the future. Smithsonian. Heard about it since you were young, as have I too, Bill, and it's certainly my go-to place as well. That's what I found out, Pamela. Yes, I found this out, and it turns out to be true. It turns out to be very, very true indeed. Oh, Denise. Oh, my lovely, lovely Denise. Don't you know just how much we adore you? You are just lovely in every way, Denise. And I certainly adore and love you very, very sincerely and dearly. No, I think I remember you saying before today. It's awesome. Thanks, Jody. Thank you. But Denise, I'm really sorry hearing you had the terrible bug. You had a terrible bug for 48 hours. Oh, that's really not fun. I mean, I had a migraine fairly recently, which is certainly not fun. And it is certainly not fun in itself, but it can be just as curtailing as a bug because it's a constant headache with a migraine. But really hoping you're okay and on the mend now, love. Footsie. I did not get to the Smithsonian. I went to Arlington National Cemetery. Cried so much. No, any cemetery would make you cry. But, oh, Footsie. A great presentation. How lovely. You love museums. No, I remember you saying before, Harriet, yes. As does I too. As does I. I love museums and galleries too. Highly. Was in DC in 1997. Really enjoyed it. Oh, wow, it's nearly 30 years since you went. Wow, it's a long, long time. I understand why, as a veteran yourself. I feel very fortunate that I've never had a pain. You've never had a painful migraine. Wow, lucky you, Pamela. Good for you. I've had 2 this year. 2. And it is not fun. No trouble. It's my brother. That was my brother. Sorry about that. No, yes, anyone migraines. Some people are lucky not to have them, but you can get some people. They just get them at any given time, any given moment. I certainly will. My brother has lovely hair just like you. They're more like dreads, really. Thank you, Georgie. Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. I will pass them on to him. Wish you could stay in Toronto for 3 weeks, but you have no older choice. Thank you, Jodie. Thank you. No, but yes, I was going to share a rather interesting story, actually. And this is actually a true story, believe this or not. This is in ode to Brian Blessed, that is, because as we all know, today is Brian Blessed's birthday, his 89th birthday, due to turn 90 this time next year. Now, to share a story about him, which many of you may or may not know already, but he grew up, born in Mexborough in 1936. He was born to he was a miner's boy, born to a miner because his late father was a miner. And I don't know what his mother did. I think his mother was the homemaker of the home. And at the time when his late father was a coal miner, it was at a time where a lot of coal miners didn't want their sons to follow daddy down the mine, believe this or not. Because of how dangerous work it was, and whose father was, as you could imagine, was just deep in all that coal dust with all this mining work he did. But despite that, and all that, he died 20 years ago, and Brian Blessed's father at the age of 99. So he beat an living expectation for a coal miner, because a lot of coal miners would have been expected to die young, but no, he didn't. Impressively, but he was. But yes, it's true. He was deep in all that coal dust, working as a miner. But but despite the intense coal mining work he did, he was always healthy all his life. Brian Blessed's late father, right up until he died, fortunately enough. But the unfortunate thing was he was gassed about 3 times and crushed about 3 times during the entirety of the career of his mining days until retirement. And all that, and Brian Blessed, back in the 1940s, as a young child, he could remember whenever his father, he came home covered and crushed in coal dust and soot, with the light and gas lamps all over it. And then he'd see his father strip in the bathroom when he had to get bathed up before going to bed. He'd strip, and there was this white body, as Brian Blessed would say, this white body with great muscles but a completely dirty face. And sometimes he used to help wash his father's back, which was purple, because I heard that he worked naked from times in the coal mines, given the high heat and how much hot work it could be working in the coal mines back in the day. So it was an interesting story, what have you, and all that. And so but here is quite a telling story about Brian Blessed during his. It was during his youth, actually. But despite growing up during World War II, he got through all that. As did a lot of people, without damage, what have you. But unfortunately, when Brian Blessed was 14 years of age, he had to leave school rather than leaving school at the standard age, as is customary in not just this country, but all countries around the world. We have a standard school leavers age. He had to leave before that because, unfortunately, Brian Blessed's father, he got injured in the coal mines when Brian was 14. His father would have been either 44 or 45. He was injured in the coal mines, and the injury he sustained was being crushed. And because the crushed injury was so bad, it forced him to spend months in the hospital as a result. And because he had spent months in the hospital due to the severe crushed injuries he was confronted with, because of those circumstances, he had to leave school early so that he could get a job to financially support the family. And at 14, the only job he could ever get was an undertaker's assistant, which specializes in building coffins for people who've just died. what have you, which a very emotionally investing job, but some people can emotionally handle it better than others. But now here is the story. The moment he left school, he only did his schooling at night after work. So, but during his day as an undertaker's assistant, he described himself as bad at carpentry because it involved carpentry woodwork making these coffins. And he always made the coffins too small. And he'd just be squashing the dead bodies. And all the assistants and the workers, his co-workers, were just like, "Good God, what are you doing, Brian? They can't feel it. They're dead. They can't feel it." Trying to push the dead bodies in the coffins that he built, obviously too small for them. And he got absolutely criticised so much. But then the richest man in the village had just died during the 1950s. It was about 1951, this would have been, something like that. He just died. And at this point, Brian had taken so much criticism, he'd had enough. So he made the dead rich man's coffin 8 feet long. So he put the body in the coffin. He put the body in the 8 feet long coffin, and then at the church, at the time of the funeral, at the church, all the people who attended this funeral, they were just like, "It looks as though he's taken his bloody money with him." What a story that was, because he made the coffin too long. Oh my God. Obviously, it was very sad for the rich man's family, but can you imagine making a coffin 8 feet long and the dead person turns out to be a rich man, a very, very wealthy man, but yet the coffin was so long, too long for him personally, that people at the church at the ceremony was just like, "Looks like he's taking his bloody money with him." People would think that, oh my word, when in truth he didn't. Undertaking is a career that requires a lot of... No, it truly does, Pamela, and that's what Brian did. Brian Blessed, as a teenager. And then I think he didn't do it indefinitely. I think after he became an undertaker's assistant, I think after the undertaking, he had to he did other jobs like plastering. But then when he was 18 years of age, he got 17, sorry, in about 1953, 1954, he got called up for national service, which if you didn't know, Pamela, back in 1950s Britain, if you were 17 years of age or any older than 17 and you were a boy, you had to do national service. And it was mandatory until the late 1950s, early 1960s. Once you were born after a certain year, during the late 1950s, eventually they were no longer called up. And it was disbanded by 1960, but the last servicemen men were completely discharged in 1963 in national service, National Service Britain. I wasn't trying to do Welsh at all, Joe. Anthony Hopkins members were minors. When he speaks of them and the hardships they endured, oh no, it really is. Love your understanding of these generations. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. I mean, we owe so much to them. We owe a lot to them. Many young people in difficult situations with their families must leave school at so... I know, Pamela. Now, fortunately, Pamela, I've never been in that situation, but I've never taken this for granted. So I do count myself as a fairly blessed individual, despite the house move we recently had under fairly difficult circumstances. I've never had to leave school early due to a difficult family situation. I've never had to go through that. But for those who do, my heart goes out to them completely. Now, wasn't it just? Mining was a severely hard job. No, very, very intense too. Several of your family were miners. Oh, wow. I didn't know that, Georgie. I know, especially if you get crushed or, gassed or crushed in that sort of risk, Denise, very, very hard job. Extremely hard job. You were going to message me about Brian Blessed. Well, check this out, Denise. I showed that earlier on, Denise, just to say. That was earlier on in the video I showed it. Pamela, you were talking to Foxy. Foxy, my experiences when our family has required The services have always been positive. I think good people are drawn to the field. Very well shared philosophy, Pamela. An extremely well shared philosophy indeed. Organ music. I like organ music in the birthday form, Harriet. I thought those pictures would be good to use the birthday clip for him. I thought it would make a good birthday clip for him. I think you meant Robert Redford. Oh, because he died almost a month ago. Very, very sadly. 89, so pretty good innings. He's the age Brian Blessed lived to the age Brian Blessed is now. You know, but very, very sad that we lost him. And you can't get another Hollywood heartthrob like Robert Redford. He's completely irreplaceable. What have you? But really, Footsie, undertaking has been in your family for 4 generations. It is a privilege to help families. Oh, thank you for sharing so, Footsie, but really, wow. And huge as Brian Blessed is, says to a guy who's about well over 250 pounds, he's a happy guy. No, but actually, I really wanted to ask you this. I'm sorry if it may come down to fat shaming, but how would any of you feel if any of you, how would you physically feel if any one of you, or each and any one of you, was the size of Brian Blessed, for example? How would each and every one of you feel if any one of you were the size of Brian Blessed, if you don't mind me asking? I thought I'd ask that. Oh, no, no trouble at all, Denise. You had yesterday night 3 schnitzel and rice. How lovely. No, those were taken a long time before his 89th birthday, Pamela. Those would have been about the 2000s when those pictures were taken. Love it. Love big men. You would love it if you were the size of Brian Blessed. You love big men. Well, Brian Blessed's more than big. He's absolutely huge, the guy. Beauty comes in all sizes. Oh, that's very nice, Footsie. That's very nice. No, actually, I can remember a few years ago, I asked one of my good friends, really, you've been to a funeral museum? Interesting. Oh, God, hope it wasn't too emotionally investing. But I remember about a few years ago, I asked a few friends of mine, how would you personally feel if you were ever the size of Brian Blessed? And my friend said, now, there are some, about the size of Brian Blessed, there are some things you cannot control in life, but you can, however, you can control what you eat. So the idea of being the size of Brian Blessed, it doesn't seem all that good for you, really. But you know, some people are naturally big men, and Brian is generally but some people are just genetically big. Yes, no, I know, Georgie. Yes, many people would not choose to be fat. For some, it is poor lifestyle choices. For some, it is truly because of health issues and side effects. Yeah, no, it's true, Georgie. Very, very true. But I mean, I heard Brian Blessed is not in poor health. He's actually extremely fit, despite being so large. He's incredibly fit. That is. You see, people's souls, their body is merely the vessel that carries the real person. Very true, Pamela. Hi, Cindy. Hello. No, no trouble about being late. No trouble at all. No. You know, he can bench press about 300 pounds a day. He could do a lot of bench pressing. He rides a bicycle. He does about 5-mile runs, and he's almost 90. And he does a lot of bicycle riding. He even did cosmonaut training. I think when he was in his 60s or 70s, he did cosmonaut training. So he is space trained, believe this or not. Oh, Denise, you are so lovely. Thank you. Thank you. And hoping you reach your full recovery stage following your bug you had for 48 hours. If I'd had a bug 48 hours on end, I would not be happy at all. I think he's gorgeous, like our late Robbie Coltrane. Oh. No, yeah, very sad we lost Robbie Coltrane, I know. No, but no trouble about being late. There were some things you had missed, Cindy, but it's no trouble at all. It's no trouble at all. No trouble at all, that is. There's certainly no trouble at all. And, but do be assured, Cindy, the live will be watchable on replay, and there you'll find out what you missed. No, but it is true, Pamela. Brian Blessed did do cosmonaut training. He did cosmonaut training a long, long time ago. When you saw Brian Blessed pop up, you thought of me. Oh, that's very nice, Denise. You didn't have to, but thank you. No, I do like Brian Blessed. He's a good actor. He's a very good actor, Brian Blessed. And hoping he's having a nice day for his birthday, especially as he's reached quite an age now. But I think he's going to be around quite a while. Fingers crossed. Hopefully he'll make it to 100. Because tell you something, Denise, he's got longevity in his family. Because his late father lived to be 99 and his mother lived to be 87. So he's got it in the genes. He had a brother, but his brother unfortunately died. And actually, most devastatingly, his brother died before his parents. Very, very sadly, due to chronic lymphatic leukemia. And Brian Blessed opened up a long, long time ago. He opened up quite a good number of years ago that health was never something his brother was blessed in and never saw it in his eyes, unfortunately. But devastating not only for Brian, but for his parents, that his brother went before either one of them. Oh, no trouble at all. Your work comes first, Cindy, so no trouble. Ginger I think you meant fingers crossed, not gingers crossed. Easy mistake to make. Yes, fingers. No trouble, Joe. We make mistakes. Oh, no, but that's very nice of you to have done so, Denise. It's very, very nice indeed. Oh, really? All 3 kittens have been claimed and will be picked up in 3 weeks. They're going to good homes. Oh, that's a very good update. No, I'm very, very pleased hearing this, Pamela. I'm certainly pleased the kittens are going to have new homes. No, isn't it just? No, I'm very pleased for the kittens, Pamela. Pamela's cats are bred. I'm very pleased for them, and they're going to have new homes. One thing I can say, Harriet, one of my friends in Canada, well, my friend Heather certainly being one of them, but I think you know Pamela Morrow, don't you? Don't you know Pamela Morrow, Harriet? She's quite keen on Canadian Thanksgiving. Just to let you know, so I think she will almost certainly be celebrating Canadian Thanksgiving. But had she known Refill, well, I don't know. Could she have invited him over for a Canadian Thanksgiving? I don't know, but it's possible. But I've no idea. No idea. Patches will stay. No, I obviously know Patches and Braveheart will stay. No, but hoping Braveheart is all right, though, Pamela, and I'm hoping she's been okay whilst you're on holiday. But so long as you've got a good cat sitter, that's the main thing for them both. And it's nice. I've seen the pictures of them both, Pamela, and they really look like they absolutely love each other, Patches and Braveheart. And I think Braveheart looks like a very good motherly figure to Patches. No, really, a very good motherly figure. No, and speaking of kittens and cats, Pamela, my mother was one day thinking in the future of getting a male kitten. And was I reluctant? No, but it will take much thinking into it. And why that is a lot of thinking, because Daphne can sometimes fight Nixie. And I think if there was a kitten, Daphne would not be terribly happy. She'd be absolute, because Daphne is very dominant. She's the dominant cat because she came before Nixie, you see. So she's very, very dominant. So if we had a male kitten, my mother would describe her as queen of the house. That is. No, it would take a lot of thinking to get a male kitten. But we're not sexist about cat gender, I can assure one of that. Oh, Refo, you are just lovely. Braveheart and Patches and all the animals are in excellent hands. They are terrific. Oh, that's brilliant. Ooh la la, kittens. No, it was something we were talking about fairly recently, Denise, my mother and I, talking about getting a male kitten. But it won't be yet. It won't be soon. It wouldn't be anytime soon at the moment, no. They've oh, sorry, Pamela, my mistake. I thought they were yours. But I didn't realise my pets are fixed and can't have kittens. Oh, so I'm guessing they're spayed. Sorry, Pamela, my mistake. It's yummy food. Turkey stuffing is the best. No, there really should be a British Thanksgiving, in my opinion. But until our future political representatives decide a British Thanksgiving, it would make all the difference in our country, because we really should be thankful for all that we have in the United Kingdom, like how America and Canada are visibly thankful for all they've got in their home country. I don't get as to why the United Kingdom is not the same. I really think they should follow suit, in my opinion. Otherwise we're just like outliers in one way or another. God. Ah, well. Hope, yes, fingers crossed, Brian Blessed will make it to centenarian age. But do you know what he said, Denise? It's very, very funny what he said once. But it was a bit rude, but funny. And he said, when he was asked a question about death, he was like, "Death does not exist." In his big voice, he replied to it as. Very, very funny. And how he could say that death does not exist, what a funny joke. I don't know if rescue cat would be a good idea, Raspy. I really don't know. But I'm all for rescuing cats, but it's really independent of what my mother decides and how Daphne would take to it. That's the thing. Because of how dominant Daphne is in the house, it can sometimes lead to a bit of reluctance. You're going to a food fair in Shepton Mallet, Somerset on Sunday. Hope you enjoyed the food fair, Blacksmith. Hoping you enjoy it. I'm not really not really a person for food fairs, but I do like a nice lunch out or a dinner out at times. Yeah, it is. Alice says hello and sends her love. Hello to Alice. Did Dawn Marie just jump in? I didn't see her. Oh, hi, Dawn Marie. Hello. We have Harvest Festival, where we are thankful all we have. Very well shared sentiment. Very well shared sentiment. If I lived close to you, you would give one of the rescue kittens. Oh, Pamela, that's lovely. And hello to Avril. Hello to you. We're literally going to be finishing in about 1 minute, but it will be watchable on replay because we have been talking about some interesting things and a rather moving and telling story, real life story, based on the youth of a famous actor. To tell you something. First, before you go, to have lots of room to try a variety of food. Yes, don't eat too much before you go. Good advice, Pamela. Oh, Georgie, that was very, very nice. No, it's a very, very funny joke when you hear that from an actor, but it wouldn't surprise me that someone like Brian Blessed would say, "Death does not exist." Very, very funny joke. Even though death does exist, but obviously death is very sad, as you know, but it is unfortunately the inevitable. I mean, I don't think he will die anytime soon, but I'm keeping fingers crossed he'll live to be at least 100. Especially, if he can do 5-mile runs well into his 80s and do a lot of bicycle rides and bench press about 300 pounds, I think he has a pretty good chance of living to 100. No, but very sadly, Brian Blessed's wife died 2 years ago. Hildegard Neal was her name, but she passed away 2 years ago, very, very sadly. So now he's widowed. Poor man. Very good question. You're with Blessed on that, Brian Blessed. Good one, Denise. Oh, Joe, you're so lovely. You really are. Heather Greenter, hello to you. You should read a story for us closer to Christmas. Very good idea. Actually, speaking of Christmas, Heather, I do Christmas live streams to tell you of things. I do Christmas live streams. Well, I launched them and pioneered Christmas live streams last year, and I'm very much thinking about doing it again this year. But the Christmas live streams, they'd be limited in time for about usually 45 minutes to 1 hour. But during one of those Christmas live streams, I'll probably read a Christmas story. Please do send the poem you wrote. You've seen so much about Brian Blessed today. It was too warm for you, Avril. What weather was it? We've been cold since the middle of September now. Hence, it started getting colder, but the moment late September hit, cold, 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 cold as hell. And now I'm in thicker jumpers, buttoned up, top button done, thicker jumper, well, 2 jumpers and a vest underneath, and warmer trousers, and certainly socks. Cold, cold, cold now. You'd read A Night Before Christmas beautifully. Oh, thank you, Harriet. Summer has been a clingy ex. Oh, wow. But unfortunately, everybody, it is game over. We are going to wrap things up. But please don't worry for those of you who have missed certain things I was talking about and sharing, because it's watchable on the replay, and there you'll find out what we were talking about. Still wearing a t-shirt. Oh my word. Blacksmith, you're still wearing a t-shirt. I thought you'd be in your jumpers by now. I thought you'd have your vest on and all that. You have a vest on as well. I think you meant to say vest, not best. Certainly a pleasure, Georgie. Oh, you're so lovely, Denise. You took a light jacket on your trip to Virginia, but you never needed it. It's still warm there. Oh, wow. Now, I did see your picture, Pamela, in your t-shirt and the baseball cap. Though you certainly looked very trendy in the baseball cap and the t-shirt. That is. I did like the picture with your son, by the way, Pamela, and hoping he had a nice birthday. It's been great to be back here with you and your friends. Thank you, Pamela. It's great to have you too. Hoping yourself and your husband had a nice holiday. Think Christmas stories come Christmas, Denise. I need to find out what's a good one or not. You take care, Joe. We're literally finishing, but I shall see all of you again on Sunday of the 12th of October, 2025. Ta-ta for now, another time. A very happy birthday to Brian Blessed, the actor himself. We've got a new intro to play. And I shall see you in the next live stream. And for those of you who want to watch the live stream replay, in case any of you are curious as to what you had missed, it will all be shown. Ta-ta for now, another time. Thank you all most sincerely, kindly for watching. And a happy birthday to the one and only Brian Blessed himself. Oh, you're Liverpool. How lovely, Heather. Lovely learning you're from Liverpool. Ta-ta for now, everybody.
Well, that's all today. My internet friends and followers, thank you kindly for joining me, as always. Please be sure before you go to like, share, and subscribe. Invite your friends to join us next time. If you feel they would delight, we have shared tales of vintage trains, of culture, nature, and lore, of history's charm and verdant calm in